Hello again. All right, we are trying this again. Here we are. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go in the chat here. And let's see. I honestly don't know what was going on in the last one. Hello and welcome. Sorry for the difficulties. Feel free to share what you're working on. Actually, let's do feel free to share where you're joining from and what you're working on. Okay, so there's that. Hooray. Okay, so this looks like it is actually working. Huzzah. Okay, let's see. I'm just going to look over here at my Patreon on Safari really quick and see how everything looks here. So, yep, there's a live going. There it is. It's going live. It's, let's see. No, go away. Don't. Stop trying to be helpful. Okay. Yeah, so apparently the solution to this is to not use YouTube as the live vehicle because that was a mess. Sorry everyone, we're getting a late start. But again, this is what this first live was for, figuring out the kinks in the system, and apparently using YouTube as the vehicle is a really big kink, but not in a good way, not in the fun way. All right, so apologies again, everyone, but here we are. Hello, welcome. Now that this live is actually living, okay. So here's the breakdown. Here's what I want. Basically, I miss the. I'm also going to fix my lighting really quick because it's a little bit dark. Dana office. Boop. Ha! Better lighting. So basically, I loved doing NaNoWriMo, and I won numerous years in a row. That's how Falcon's Favor was born. Was doing NaNoWriMo, for instance. A couple of my other books, like I really got a whole bunch of them written during NaNoWriMo, and I think it was a great endeavor. Like I liked the organization for a long time, but of course, as sometimes happens, humans be doing human things, and they kind of like really messed the bed on a couple of things. This is all like a lot of drama that didn't need to happen, and honestly, like there are links in my Patreon and my newsletter, which is also posted on Patreon, like the older versions of like all of the drama that happened with NaNoWriMo. Go check out those links. You can read up on it at another time or whatever. Anyway, so I miss the community aspect though. Like I loved that thing of like, how's everyone doing? Like how many words have we written? And I just found it very encouraging. Like I really loved that community aspect that NaNoWriMo brought. In addition to just like having a good like kind of kick in the butt to get words down. So that's what I want this to be. I want this to be a place where people can come and they can just kind of like have a chill time. Maybe if you need like a little bit of body doubling, that can provide that for you, or this can provide that for you rather. And yeah, we can just kind of encourage one another and be a nice little community and stuff. Like I know there are other places that have stepped up in order to kind of fill that gap, and I think that's great. I don't love some of these organizations that have done it. I think they um, I don't like any organization that charges you money uh, in order to be a writer, because let's be honest, writers don't really make money. And okay, I'm just gonna put it out there. Per Writing Aid, they do charge people to like for memberships. They have a free version and like good for them or whatever, but like I don't know. I'm just real sus. I'm real sus about like paid services that just provide a word processor, like especially a monthly subscription paid service. Like paying for like a word processor one time, like you do with like Scrivener, for instance, it's fine. You know, you're paying for a product, and then the product does the job. End of story. Cool. I don't like a monthly access kind of thing. Not a big fan. So I got beef there. Reezy is also doing this sort of thing, but I wanted to create like a live in person kind of situation for people because again, like NaNoWriMo had local monthly like or local write-ins during NaNoWriMo and also throughout the year for people to get together, and I think that's cool. And virtual life allows us to come together from all corners of the world, so I thought this would be kind of fun. And now that I've kind of figured out, like, don't use YouTube, just use the Patreon live thingy. I think this is going to be a lot easier going forward. So the breakdown is basically we'll write for a little bit. So maybe let's maybe write for like 30 minutes each session this time because I am running behind thanks to all the weird technical stuff that happened while I was trying to figure out what was going wrong, and I never did. So let's go 30 minutes and then take a break, and then we're going to go 30 more minutes, and then we'll kind of talk at the end about how stuff went and how we're feeling about stuff. So yeah, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set a timer. I'm also I don't so I can I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself during this time. So that you're not hearing whatever I have going on in the background. I personally like music without lyrics to write. That's helpful for me. But I know some people they like to write in silence and what have you. So there's no wrong way to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself, but am going to keep the camera on just so like we have that body doubling experience. So yeah, here we are. We're going to do this thing, and let me just start my little timer. I also use an app called Forest where you can like grow little plants. Um, it just makes me happy. It's just a happy little thing for me. Um, so yeah, so let's see here. And they have like little they try to gamify productivity and stuff. So they have like little um, challenges and stuff. So for instance, my daily challenges for today is like plant any tree for 25 minutes. You can plant a jacaranda tree or plant any tree 4 times. So I'm just going to go 30 minutes on a jacaranda. Um, Actually, I'm just going to go 30 minutes on something else. So yeah, here we go. Okay. Okay, so 30 minutes right there. Oops, there we go. Learning how my camera works. Okay. And like I said, then I'm going to mute myself and then we're going to get started. Okay, so 30 minutes starting as soon as I say this. Set a timer for 30 minutes. Okay, so that was 30 minutes and I didn't make a lot of words. But I'm working through this very difficult scene. I'm really liking it, but it is one of those scenes that needs to be handled with sensitivity and care. And so I'm happy with how it's going, but there's just a lot of like little fiddly things that I want to make sure I get right. I tend to have like a pretty okay internal editor, um, but like I said, some scenes just they just take a little extra. So yeah, so okay, here we are. I there's no one in here right now, and that's okay. I expect that me taking like 15 minutes to try and figure out why the YouTube version of this wasn't working is probably, if anybody did show up to join, that might have made them go away since nothing was happening. So, but again, this is what this first session is for. Um, so yeah, and I'm trying to think, I had other ideas of like what I wanted to mention during this little break. Um, yeah. Okay. So, oh, I didn't even mention like what I'm working on. That was something I wanted to make sure that I included. Um, so basically, and I wonder if I even need these headphones in. I'm going to keep them in because I don't. So I have the headphones in because I thought the sound was going to be coming through my speakers, or it was going to try to come through my speakers during the live. And I was hoping that was not the case, but I guess that's not actually happening, and that wasn't something I needed to worry about. Uh, oh well, anyway, they're still just going to stay in. So yeah, thing I'm working on. So I am working on a steampunk fantasy book that I hope to query for traditional publishing. You know, once it's done, and I've edited it several times over and all that kind of stuff. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Traditional publishing and querying is a whole. Oh, that's a whole thing by itself. I'm sure we could get into it and whatnot. So yeah. So well, since that is basically all there is, like I said, oh, and let's talk about words. So I am currently just shy of 62,000 words on this book. I expect it's probably going to end up somewhere around 100,000, but I don't actually know. I know how it ends. Generally speaking, I had a coffee? I'm not a coffee. That's unfortunate. Maybe during this break I'll make another one or something. Or maybe a nice hot. I have apple cider, and it's a very apple cidery day. So I might take a moment during this time, during this little break, to go make an apple cider. So yeah. Anyway, right. So I'm expecting this book to end up being about 100,000 words, and like I said, I know how it's going to end. I am a big believer that like I have to at least know how a book ends. I'm not saying this is true for everybody. Everybody's got their own process, but I really want to know how a book ends before I really get started on it. So at least I know like what I'm aiming at. I just, for me, that's really helpful. Maybe a couple of touch points along the way. Like I kind of need to know like what is our character arc that we're working on? Like what are we going to learn and whatnot? So yeah. So yeah, I would really love some hot apple cider. So I'm gonna just leave. I'm gonna turn off my camera while I go fix that up really quick. Anybody who's watching this later on, feel free to take this time to go fix yourself a nice little drink. Make sure you're hydrating. Oh, let's do a hydration break as well. So got some water here. Good job, everybody. I'm glad we're hydrating. Um, so yeah, so there's that. Um, and yeah, like I said, I'm gonna turn off my camera for just a minute or two while I go make myself some hot apple cider. And I will return. So camera and Realized while I was gone, I should have put in the chat. Should have put in the chat that I was going away. So yeah, okay. So many things to remember when you're doing a live stream. I don't know how you professional streamers do it, but well done. Also, I'm like getting my cool. I am chilly. Like, so I love my windows, my beautiful, beautiful windows that I get lots of sunlight through. But it does make this room quite chilly. Also, like this house is kind of old. It's a little old, and every single every single seam around a window or a door is quite drafty. So that's something on the old list to get fixed eventually. I am generally not good at DIY. Up here, actually, on my ceiling, we just installed this light last night. Um, and by we, I mean it was mostly my husband. I was playing very much like a supporting role, um, in that I held up the fixtures when they needed to be held up while he disconnected and did like the fiddly work. I was mostly just trying to like again be support in every way possible. But yeah, I did not enjoy this process at all. Just don't like DIY. Mike is good at it. Like I can be quite mechanically apt. I think our brains work together very well. Like we complement each other a lot, but I don't know. So some of the stuff I don't get. Oh, I forgot. Also, okay. Well, this is a good A/B test because I forgot to put back in my my headphones. So don't know if that makes a lick of difference at all. I also hope my microwave hope my microwave's in the right place. I hope my microphone is in the right place. It's sitting on my desk. It's pointed at my face. Oh wait, I thought Mike. Oh, you know what? Actually, here's okay. We're gonna do another little A/B test here. I'm doing this so like when I go back and watch this later, this is my signal to myself that this is when I made a change. I always think the top of the microphone is where I'm supposed to be speaking into, but Mike, who is like musical and knows about such things, has informed me that I'm supposed to be speaking into like the side of it. Y'all, I have so much to learn. Oh goodness gracious. But yeah, well again, we'll see if that made any difference at all as far as the sound quality. Um, oh man, we're learning so much. See, this is why I didn't publicize. I didn't publicize on any social media or anything before I did today's stream because I was pretty sure that we are going to have some problems, and I was right. Okay, so this is all good to know. I'm going to take so many notes for next time. And we'll talk about next times, or at least, yeah, at the end. But for right now, it is currently 1:09. Let's give it another half hour of writing, and then, um, and then I'll do a little more chatting at the end, and then I'll end it. By the way, in case anyone needs to hear this, like it's okay. It's okay if like you're sitting down to write and your brain is like, I don't want to do this. It's hard. Because that's a little bit what my brain is doing right now. This book is been really fun, but it is also challenging. I don't know how much of that is just existential dread on top of my brain or just because writing books is hard. And I'm in some of the harder spots at the moment. So, anyway, it's okay if your brain is like, I don't want to do it, but hey, we're doing this together. Like, even if you just get a couple of words up on the page, that's more than you had before. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to mute myself after I start my timer, and then we'll, like I said, go for like 30 more minutes. So let me go ahead and pick another little guy. Let's do this one. Set a timer for 30 minutes and muting myself now. All right. Okay. So there is another 30 minutes done. Um, yeah, got more words done. So I'm actually gonna look at how many words just today I got done. Let's see here. Where is my history? Writing history. Here we go. I use Scrivener. I really like Scrivener personally. All right. So I only got 550 words written. That's pretty low for me to do in like an hour. Like I said, this is a difficult scene for me, but I'm getting through it, and I feel really good about it. I feel like I'm through the hardest part, so that's comforting. Um, but yeah, and hey, anybody who like watches this later, feel free to like put in the comments like what you're working on, like how you're feeling about it. Like, yeah, I would love to like keep this conversation going in the comments and stuff even after this. Um, so yeah, I'd love to hear from y'all. Let me know. Let me know what you're drinking. Like, what is your drink of choice while you write? Like, how do you write with music? Do you have to have silence? All that kind of stuff. Like, these are all good conversations to have, and I love having them, especially in the writing community. Of just like, what's your process? I love learning about people's processes. I just think it's fun. So, all right. Wrapping up. Also, like, what are you up to? Like, what are some other things going on in your life? I am having people over tomorrow. Some friends of mine have very kindly agreed to like come over and move a treadmill that is all the way up in our loft and needs to come down because we're going to sell it. If you're in the Nashville area and you want a treadmill, we'll cut you a deal. You just have to come pick it up yourself. That's the real kicker. Um, but yeah, so they're very very kind coming over. So we are going to feed our friends and give them drinks, and we're going to play games and stuff after that. So that's on my agenda for this weekend. I also have TeslaCon coming up, so I've got to get ready for that. I've got some stickers to print. I've got some dragon eggs to make, that sort of thing. So I'll probably spend some time today doing that just so I can get it marked off my list. And whenever I do the dragon eggs specifically, I tend to do that in the evening when I'm finishing up in here, because the glue stinks and I don't want to be in here smelling it and stuff. So I usually do that in the evening when I can just then walk away and leave it overnight, to let that smell dissipate. I'll do some more writing today as well. I'll probably go for another hour. After this, I need to eat. I actually, oh my gosh, y'all, I'm so bad. It's nearly 2 o'clock and I have not actually had like actual food. I have a snack here next to me. Did I eat it? No, I did not. I didn't touch it. I forgot it existed. Hyper focus, y'all. Like it can be a blessing and a curse all at once. So yeah, so anyway, that's on my agenda for this weekend. Again, let me know in the comments what you're up to besides writing and how much more writing you want to kind of hit this weekend. As far as future lives, because this is something I said I wanted to figure out during this session. I despite all the problems I initially had, I've had fun with this and I feel good about it. I do kind of like working under a little bit of pressure, not a ton of pressure, but just a little bit of pressure. And okay, so I'm gonna look at my calendar here. Now, next week is basically out unless I do this on like Tuesday or something. Because as I said, I am headed to TeslaCon next week. Honestly, Tuesday's probably not going to happen because I have to pack and get all my show stuff together and whatnot. So honestly, I don't think anything's going to happen next week. I'm going to be at TeslaCon until Monday of next week, and then I come home. So I'm thinking I will schedule another one of these, looking at my calendar, probably for like Saturday morning on the 15th. Because I know weekends are obviously better for a lot of people. So I'll probably do that at like 10 a.m. or something. That way I'm not kind of going over lunch and completely forgetting about lunch. Oh, sorry, y'all. I also am going to be going to a comedy show later that night. So that I can get that done in the morning. And yeah, I'm kind of feeling like maybe every Saturday after that, probably like same kind of thing. not early morning, but maybe like 10 a.m. or something. So yeah, I will put the schedule up on a like new post in Patreon. Um, and I'll, mention, I'll like put that in there as for like the schedule and stuff. I don't think that scheduling it ahead of time is going to work because that went terribly today. So I'm just going to have to start the, like, I'll put up the schedule, and I'm going to have to start the live, just instantaneously. I will also put the schedule on my website, so people can kind of see that that is a live event, but not the normal type of live event that I usually am putting up on my website, but still, um, there. So yeah, so there's that. Um, so yeah, that's that's the plan. Sorry again for just everything today. We are learning on the go. Yeah, you know what? We live and learn. So anyway, I wish you all, thank you, anybody who wanted to attend and unfortunately like gave up because I couldn't figure stuff out. Again, I apologize. And thank you for anybody who watches this after the fact. I hope this was helpful for you. And yeah, so until next time, happy writing, everyone. Good luck with whatever your goals are, whether they're around November and NaNoWriMo or just generally speaking. So yeah, and also this isn't just for writers. Like if you want to work on anything and just like you just want the body doubling, also totally fine. Like you're more than welcome. I love creativity in all of its forms and I highly encourage it. So yeah, if this is helpful for you in that way, just to be here with someone, also fine. So okay, thank you again. This is great. And yeah, until the next time, keep an eye on Patreon for that stuff. Check out my website for those details too. And I actually am going to put this stuff up on social media as well, even though social media just eats my soul. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. But I do want to let people know that this is a thing that's happening and they can come here for that. So yay for that. And huzzah. Okay. Well, thanks everyone. Have a wonderful day. Good luck with everything. Take care. Drink some water. Have a snack. All that stuff. Thanks everybody. Okay, bye.